torch, light up the flame. Time to melt some glass, my friend. There you are. Here I am to explain, to teach, and create again. After watching Halloween stuff, that almost sounds like one of those Halloween songs, doesn't it? I always thought of it as a pirate drinking song, but I could be wrong. It's just something I put together and it works. So anyway, what we're working on tonight, people, of all things, Lauren is with me at the moment, and Renee is not sure whether she's going to be able to make it back in time for her half of their session. But Lauren wants to try to do a sea turtle. And right now, I'm warming a nice big chunk of my Mountain Dew bottle. You can see it was an older one too. You can see the silkscreen decal that they put on this stupid thing. And right now I'm heating it up just enough, and I'm stretching this one out. And between this one and the other one that I made while I was off air, should be enough to do the detail and figurine that, or the sea turtle that I want to do. I'm going to try to work a little bit with a softer flame, as not to overdo or try to get into the range. I'm still going to use my Carlisle. I tried using that propane blowtorch, but it does not have a hot head on it, and it just had a torch head for like soldering, and it was, I feel, a little bit too small for what I wanted to do. If that was the type of torch that I would have started on, I might have been intimidated enough not to get into glass blowing. Anyway, now as you can see, I just heated, and while I was talking, heated and stretched it right out into a nice little rod that we can go from there later. And I will just sort of drop that for right now. I'm going to take my handy dandy trusty wire cutters and nip it off right where it began, and let that cool right here on the table, and then I'll be able to use that for the fins and neck and tail just a little bit later on. Oop, it got smoky because there was a plastic bag over here. Today I was actually working, I didn't do a video of it, but I actually got out here working and did some Illuminati stuff. Worked on a Illuminati skull, to be exact, and I just put some up on Facebook for sale. Doesn't look like much, but it's skull-like, and it does glow in black light, which is cool. Okay, first things first, when you're doing sea turtle, and my sea turtles and my regular turtles are very similar, but instead of doing just the rim around the outside edge like I do on the land turtle, I do not do the double, sort of like the peanut shape, and then squish it in to get the brim to the outside of the shell for the sea turtle, because the sea turtle has its own little. In other words, it doesn't need that big brim. The shell itself is nice, big, and round, or shaped enough to do the job as it is. Okay, and in the case for Lauren tonight, he wanted to put some color on it, and I thought I might have. Let's see if I. Of course, it was here a minute ago, but when you want to look for it, is it around? No. I've got a couple of pieces of. Okay, I'm going to do this the hard way. I have a piece of. That's still a little bit too warm for me to touch. But I have a piece of the Mountain Dew bottle glass, and it should be enough for me to do the job with. I'm putting it on the end of a puente here so that I can hold on to it. And this is all color to color, the same color to the same color, but in the case of Lauren, he has some blue for the shell and honey mustard for some dots that he's going to put on there. But I'm going to just, and you only have to put it on half of this shell. You only have to put it on the top half. Okay? Dot around. Like so.
So you're just dotting onto the gather itself?
Yes.
Okay.
Heating it on and just tapping it on. And then you could probably even, to give it some texture and sort of like squaring out the round bumps by spinning it in one of the marble molds real quick too. And that'll give it some, mine will practically disappear because it's the same color to the same color. But yours should show up quite nicely once all said and done. Do you understand the principle? I just put them on there so that you could see how it was done. And I wish I had more different color soft glass to play with, but I've only been playing with the Mountain Dew at the moment. So, okay, then you heat up only the half and press it down to where it becomes more of a round disc. Okay?
Okay.
Then you're going to add 4 bumps, and then you can go back and flatten them to make the fins. And I'd put them a little bit 2 towards the front and 2 towards the back type deal. All going outward, I guess, would be a good idea. And then decide when, where, and how, and what. In this case, I've already decided where the head is going to go, and you'll do that. You'll learn to do that. You'll just figure it out and say, the head can go here. That'll look good. The tail can go here. Of course, it has to go an 180 from where the head went. But usually you figure that out real quick. And you're going to put all of the bumps on at the same time. That way you're not stressing out the glass as much. Okay?
Okay.
And the tail is going to be the final. And you're going to put on a good weld there. And you're going to hold on to the tail. And that's the way you're going to work the rest of the piece. I just tapped off that little punte that I had at the top there. Itch. They happen to be in my ear. And I will warn you, fair warning to anybody who's doing glass blowing, don't try to scratch with what you got in your hands.
Oh, definitely.
It'll be an horrible mess.
You will either cut yourself or burn yourself.
Right. Okay. Now, I'm going to flatten.
I think I missed this step somewhere.
Heat and flatten these out. I could do the fold and pull method just like I do the rest of my designs, but I'm trying to do something within your range and parameters that you can accomplish the feat, I guess you could say. Sound good? And again, you're just heating it up just enough to flatten each one of these discs, okay? I am also going to put some eyes on the turtle and also a loop for the head here.
Yeah.
Now the
I think
loop
I missed
is
this step somewhere between the gather and the punting.
Okay, we're going to do another one together anyway, so.
Okay.
Now that I've gotten, okay. Basically, I'm making a nice long strand going, and then I'm going to heat it up and let it sort of melt back to itself to make the bottom part of, oop, now, where is it when you want it? Okay. Hopefully I didn't collapse it completely. Nope, didn't. Good. I opened back up where the loop came together. It almost collapsed onto itself to make it just a strand of glass, but we did it. Okay, now I'm going to warm this all in again, and that's another thing that both of you guys have got to work on. But you're not as bad as Renee is. You understand the principle that you are working on a three-dimensional object, so you've got to make sure that the whole thing is completely heated up. If you're trying to work on a two-dimensional object, it does not work as well. Okay, now again, you're heated up the complete body, and you take one fin, and I usually start on the right front fin when I do any of my turtles, and I heat it up a little bit, and I touch it too, and pull it out. And I'm going to heat it up again on the next one. That one's already done. Heat the next one up, touch it too, and pull it out. And all you're doing is basically, you can also shape it a little bit as you go to where it's pointing out like a fin would point out in the direction that it would point, you know. Okay, now the back two fins, I heat it up, touch it too. And all I'm doing is basically, I don't know if you can see that or not, but I'm just playing with them a little bit. You don't have to play with them a lot.
Yeah.
See, watch. See there? Didn't do much to it, just touched and pulled slightly. Okay? Now this is basically done. One of the last things I do to these things, and it does help a little bit as a stress reliever for the whole body, is I heat up the whole shell one more time. Okay? Try to heat up around just the base, the center of the shell. And then I give it a slight pull, and then I'll do it again. And that sort of elongates the shell a little bit, and also knowing that the whole thing is hot enough, relieves some of the stress that has built up as you've been heating up piece by piece, thing for thing on there.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm going to pull that off. And we got one sea turtle. Front fins could have been a little longer, but under the circumstances, not going to complain. Okay, you ready? We're going to put you on the main screen. What have you got going so far? Have you got the round ball?
I'm back to the round ball. Heating up just a half of it to flatten it.
Okay, have you put the honey mustard on it yet?
Yes, that I have done.
Okay. That's a good thing. Won't take me long to catch up. Now, I'm not going to do the honey mustard dots because I don't have any honey mustard. Darn. And again,
you just kind of flatten one side of the gather.
Put a punte at the very top. Again, right. when you're working the piece, very top of the shell.
That's where I've got it.
This is a cold weld. This is a cold weld type punte. It's not something that's going to be there permanently.
Well, when you consider my cold weld, it's pretty permanent. I'm getting there, but
yeah, it is the subtlety is about 2 or 3 seconds, believe it or not, between making a good weld and a cold weld that will work, and a cold weld that'll fall off 5 seconds after you blink. It's
right.
Just a couple of seconds, and it's all timing. And you see, even now, even me, in some respects, sometimes I think I do it to show that even somebody like me can make mistakes. No, actually, I do it because I make mistakes, and we all want to, I want to show people that even though you make a mistake, you just pick it up and go on.
Yeah.
It's a good thing, because if you get frustrated and throw it away and not come back to it, that's where you've lost. And that's why I try to tell people persistence pays off with glass blowing more than anything else. If you do it 3 or 4 times and say, I can't do it because I don't like what I'm getting, and give up and never come back. That's what I like about Renee, is that she was at that stage. She was literally at that stage to give up and stop and never get back to the torch. She really was. But I coaxed her
Yeah.
beyond that wall. It's just like a marathon. When you're running, all of a sudden you hit that wall and you want to stop and you don't want to go any further, and you just want to just stay right where you're at. But once you go past that wall, you gain your second wind and you keep on going. And, I was able to help her get out of that, or get away from that wall, I guess. Okay, have you got any of the fins on yet?
I'm putting the fourth one on right now.
Okay, and they're basically about 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch long? Something like
At the
that?
moment, yeah.
Okay. Just
Well,
a bulgy ball type looking thing, right? And they go
well,
out
it's
about
getting to that
4,
point.
each one
They've
is
gotten a little.
about 90 degrees from the other one, right?
Well, that's what I was
Basically.
trying for.
Okay. It doesn't have, just basics. You're good. I'm getting there. I'm putting 4 legs on it right now, which will turn into fins. And now look at it, and I want you to look and see which one you think it would be a good place to put the head. And probably the 2 biggest, bulgiest balls should be the front 2 legs, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Actually,
I didn't quite get them evenly spaced, so that's going to be where the head's going to go between those two.
right. The
A little
one that's
wider.
the widest space is a good place to put the head. You'll figure it out, and it'll work for you. Okay. In this case, I put the head on, and I'm going to add another little bit to this one for the other fin here.
On the head, do you make it about the same size as the fins? Or do you make it a
Yes.
little longer?
Yes, you can make it a little bit bigger, but it's not. If you make them about the same size, that's good. How are you at dotting your I's?
Yeah. I've been better. Head got a little pointy, so I got to clean that up a bit.
Head got what?
It got a little pointy.
Okay. Just let it round into it. So that's one thing about glass. Leave it in the flame long enough, and we'll all have a ball. I haven't been checking to see if anybody's in the actual chat room. Surprisingly, I should, just because, right? I don't think anybody's there, but that could be a possibility. Let me take yeah, there we go. No, doesn't look like anybody's chatting in there. That's okay. We're live, but we're doing this mainly for the lessons.
Woo!
What happened? Burn your finger?
Got my fingers in the flame.
Learn.
There we go.
How many times is that going to happen before you finally say, I think the flame is right about there, and I don't think I should put my finger there?
This is the wrong TV.
Okay. Have you flattened any of the fins yet? Are you doing that now?
I'm starting on the first one here.
Okay. You're good. I still have the punte on top, and I need to. If you do, you still have the punte on top, or you got it by the tail now?
I got the punty on the top. I don't have a tail on it right now.
Ah, we got something in common going on here. I don't know if that was
Yeah.
because of you or because of me, but it's the way it was working at the moment. It's working out okay. Still have to put the tail on, but we'll get there in a minute or two. Actually, this isn't too bad. You're able to warm the whole body of it a whole lot easier at this angle, and it won't flump as much either, so that's a good thing, to say the least. Okay. Are you trying to control the direction and point to these fins, or just point them out?
I'm getting ready to pull them right now.
Okay.
It's a start.
What? Let's see.
I got a. I'm not getting them hot enough, I think.
No, you need to warm the whole thing and make sure it gets a little bit on the pink side when you're doing it. Just the fin, not the body.
Yeah,
Just the fin.
that would work better.
Now, you don't have to put the loop on yours. Just out of the blue question. You ever thought about doing buttons?
I was looking at some stuff on that the other day. I haven't really decided yet.
I thought about doing some dichro buttons for, like an Aloha shirt or something like that. I haven't actually sat down and done it. I've done a couple of buttons, but haven't tried to duplicate the same thing over and over type deal, which
Yeah.
would be what you need to do for a shirt. You need to make at least 6. So, but I'm thinking about it. Now oops.
Hmm.
You getting them to stretch a little bit?
Yeah. I overheated them a little bit and I lost one of them.
Well, just let it slump in, flatten it out, and try again.
Yeah.
I know I make it sound so easy, but the only reason why you think it's not so easy is because
Yeah.
you've already said it isn't. Don't tell me you burned yourself again.
I don't know if I did or not. I just got a. I think I just scratched myself.
Ah,
Now let's see if I can get it off the punny.
press it down onto the marver and tap it. I mean, just sort of push and tap at the same time, and it should come off. If it's a cold weld. If not, then
I'm not so lucky this time. Didn't
yeah,
have to burn it off.
that's okay. Um, Also, you might want to consider getting a pair of those wire cutters or tweezers to nip it off right there at that spot too. Well, that's turtle number 2 for me. Oh, okay. That won't help. Yeah, we didn't tell anybody we're going live, so say, Libby, it's okay. I Again, these are for you.
Okay, I'm
And
gonna stick this in the rocks before I ruin it.
okay, sounds good to me. I'll let you.
I'll choose this stuff to it. There we go. Oh well. I think I took the head off.
Oh
Yep.
no! The head came off.
Yeah,
It,
stuck to my tweezers.
oh
I'll have
no!
to put another one on it.
Now's the time. You need to take it out and do it while it's all still
Yeah.
warm. Don't give up on it now, because the more time that it cools off, the harder it, especially with soft glass, it stresses. Did you try to stretch the body a little bit too while you were doing it?
I was trying that, and it I
That's
broke
where
the
you
head
lost.
off onto the pine.
Ah, all my fault then.
Well, I was trying to pull the punches, I broke the head off.
Okay. You want to try another? Actually, you should try
I'm
another
trying
right
to get
now.
this one. I'm trying to get this one repaired real quick.
Oh, you're doing it. You are repairing it. Good. That's a good time. Again,
Yeah.
this is the best time because the heat level in it will never be the same exactly again until you get an oven
Yeah.
to bring it back up to temp.
Ah, she made it home.
Huh?
Home, but she's just gonna watch. And then probably decapitated.
Hello, Renee. How are you?
Oh, you know, just one time after another.
When it rains, it
Zombies.
pours in your life, doesn't it?
Huh?
I said, when it
You
rains, it
said when it
pours in your
rains.
life.
Yeah.
Now, my first sea turtle compared to my second sea turtle turned out really, really nice, I think. I even stretched out the body a little bit better, too. And the fins came out a whole lot better. That's the one thing about doing the same thing over and over at the same time. You're learning more muscle memory, and also you're gaining. The first time you say, "Well, I could have put the leg over here a little bit this far, or the neck over here a little bit further," or, in other words, just by doing two or three of them at the same time, you gain a better idea. Just like when you're learning to spell and you have to do your ABCs over and over and over again, and the first time your A may look a little crappy, but the second time the A looks a little bit better, and next time you learn how to, loop it a little bit better or whatever. And that's the same idea with repetitive motions with the glass. And if you got something that would normally take you from start to finish, you're looking at about, I'd have to say, 3 to 5 minutes, or
Yeah.
5 to 10 minutes actually, with the hothead. Did you get it going good this time?
Yeah, I got the head on good, got the eyes back on it, and Hunty came off real nice and clean, and I stuck it in the rocks.
You did fire polish it before you stuck it in the rocks, right?
I'm afraid I did not.
You better fire polish it now, or you're gonna have a sharp edge that you're gonna have to deal with. I'm making you do this. You got to. Don't just give up on it now. You're this close. Nag, 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 aren't I?
Yeah, I know. Do it right, do it right, do it right.
It's part of, you know, it's memory, and it is. It's learning how to tie your shoelace one step at a time. Of course, you got to do. First you got to do that first little, crossover with the strings, and then you got to loop one in your fingers and loop it over, and yeah, there you go. See, that didn't take long.
I think it cracked while I was doing it, but
Oh, I'm
we
sorry.
shall see. It just felt weird when it may have just been the tweezers slipping, so.
That could have been it too.
Woo, that was fun.
As the baby from the TV series Dinosaurs used to say, again! Come on, one more time.
That's what I'm thinking. I'll try another one real quick.
Do it right now. We're live. We can do it. And I can slap you around and say, no, this way. Well, not slap you. That's the wrong thing. I mean, I'd say, hey, you know how gentle I am. So how'd your Halloween go? Did you go off
It
and do
went pretty
anything?
fair. We went and handed out candy at our daughter's house and had about 30, 35 trick-or-treaters, give or take.
That's not a bad out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
I have to say that I did not turn on my light this last night. I should have gone to the store today and gotten some of the half price stuff, the good stuff, while it was
Yeah.
still available, but oh well.
Don't need it.
I will go and last year they had these metal buckets, and I got several of them. One was NASCAR, one was SpongeBob, one was, I think, well, anyway, about three or four larger buckets, and I use them for my glass stuff. See? I don't know if you can see
Yeah.
that or not. I'll put that on the main screen real quick. But I got them at half price, and oh, there we are. Got them at half price. It's just a bucket, metal bucket.
Yeah.
This one's a little bit big, I have to admit. It's a little bit big, but for my main work table, I have several of those, one for smaller rod, one for bigger rod, and then I have some smaller buckets that and even coffee cans and stuff like that that I have for different things like tubing and rod. And one of the things I put out on Facebook was a bouquet of tubing, which was pretty cool.
Huh.
Okay, how we doing and what you got? How far you gone so
I'm
far?
just starting to get my gather together, getting the
Okay.
punty warmed up so I can get it done right.
Yeah. I think somebody wants to do a chat with me, and it's like he doesn't realize I'm in a live chat room already. It's the person that I was supposed to do the Illuminati skull for to begin with. I think he saw it on Facebook. He doesn't realize I have two others sitting around just waiting for him. Renee still there? Or did she go in the other room?
She's still here.
Okay.
She's out of camera range and just a little bit out of microphone range.
Okay. That's good. I understand that principle. When I went to that show 2 weeks ago, I didn't realize how many pieces that usually every show I would get out the box and 4 or 5 pieces throughout the whole table, and you're talking 150, 200 pieces. So that's not bad averages. And I'm able to take and heat it up real quick and fix it and put it back out on the table almost immediately. So it's like
Yeah.
um, but when I had not that show that I did not last weekend, weekend before last, was the first show that I had done in over a year easy. And uh, so there was a few pieces between things getting knocked around and kicked around and put back in the box and not dealt with and knocked around and kicked around and put back in the box again. Okay, where are we at and what we doing?
I'm trying to round it out, but I think I overheated it and melted my punty to it.
That's okay. You
Yeah,
can nip
I
it
did.
off. You can nip it off later, just like you did it the last time. Now,
Yeah.
did you put the honey mustard on it again like you did the last time?
I haven't yet.
Okay. Let's leave it blank just to gicks and
I
chiggles.
just keep it separate. Yeah. All right.
That's one less stress factor too in the glass. Each one of those dots that you put on there heats, and if it didn't go in just right, can stress out the glass at that location. Yeah, that second one turned out pretty darn good. Mountain Dew bottle, sweetheart.
That looks pretty good.
Yeah, let's see if I can chat with him real quick. Oops, I should have. Okay, where am I? Oh, you were froze a little bit there. You're okay. Now, what have you done? I can't. Have you flattened it yet?
Yeah, I've flattened it and I'm putting the legs on right now.
Okay, good. Thanks for starting the bid. I don't know why it always likes to say bed instead of bid when I do that. Now, try again, 90-degree. Oh, actually, 90-degree angles all the way around on those legs. Let's see what you.
Yeah, I got a lot closer to it this time.
Again, see, that's something that you correct yourself the next time you do it. Say, let's try to do it better this time, which is good. And again, if you do another one right now after you do that one, you'll get even better. You'll be surprised.
Just trying to get them rounded in right now. I got a little lumpy.
Got a little lumpy.
Yeah. Uh, get a head on there.
B-O-N-H-A-R-T.
And I got some eyes on this time.
Hey.
Let's flatten out some fins.
Yeah.
Actually, let's put a tail on there. Let's not forget to put a tail on this time.
Yeah, you can put the tail on, and as you're putting the tail on, make sure it's a little bit extra long so that you can use the punte to fire polish the top of the shell. You know what I mean, Vern?
Yeah. Making a sloppy mess. Okay, let's flatten out some fins.
Each one individually. Yep. A little bit. If you can, as you're pressing, if you can pull a little bit outward, not a lot, just a little bit of a nudge to give it sort of like a little bit more of a thin hinge right around where it connects to the shell. You know what I mean? Not heavy duty, just never mind. Leave it thick. Thick is better. Never mind. I'm glad that between my vocabulary and talking to you, it translates into a piece of art for you. And again, a lot of what I have learned, especially in glass blowing, has not been a verbal communication skill. It has been a memory skill, and I have to translate it so that some people can understand. And that's why I also do the videos, is so that you can see some subtle hand movements in the flame. And I admit what I have right now is not the perfect flame so that people can see what's going on inside the flame. I had that one shield at one time that worked out pretty good, but it still could be better. I would like to get like a number 3 shield if I can, or something to that effect. Same basic shape so that people can see what's going on inside the flame. That glare has been a big hindrance on these webcams. I'll admit that. The sodium glare, even though I've got didymium glasses over my camera, it still has a glare of, I guess the light filter on it just doesn't quite work well. Now nudge it out just slightly. You're not trying to force it out. You're not trying to, yeah. And again, the ones in the back point further back. The ones in the front point further back. Ah. A lot of people like my Tight Crow Frog on Instagram. Interesting. I'm looking at some of the stuff that's going on too. You're getting there.
Yep.
The last thing, of course, you want to do is warm. Yeah, that's what you got to do. And warm the whole body and try to stretch that whole body off. You know what I mean? You're doing good.
I got to try and get this monkey off the top real quick.
I know. You're getting there. Do you have a set of tweezers? You do have tweezers. You're good.
Yeah.
If all else fails, nip it off with some tweezers.
I keep sticking the tweezers to it though.
Doesn't help, does it? Yep. Good deal. My Illuminati skull is bid up to $14 already. Yay! What'd she say?
She was asking if you were auctioning off the skull.
Yes, I'm auctioning off Illuminati skull on Facebook under marbles and things. I auctioned off yesterday. Yesterday I sold off an Illuminati dragon. It didn't go as high as I wanted it to, but it's one of those things that people don't know that I'm out there yet. But once they do and realize that I have good quality work, I mean, come on, I've only been doing my YouTube videos for a little under a year and only got a little over 300 subscribers. I mean, Lauren, good deal.
I got two of them done, and they both look fairly good.
Yeah.
I like them.
Don't get cocky. That's when you make mistakes. Don't get cocky.
Well, I'm not getting cocky by saying I like them. They're just,
You feel good at where it went. And even if they
yes,
do crack, you know that you'll do a better job next time, which is a good thing. I'm not saying that they are
yeah,
going to crack, and I'm not wishing that on you. Don't get me wrong. But yeah,
yeah.
I
Hey,
think you,
it happens. I know that.
and
That
again, we
does
sort of
happen.
had a little idea what you wanted to accomplish, and we got there. And I think it also helps that you had an idea what you wanted to do to begin with, which is a good
Yeah,
thing.
I'm gonna have to look at a couple of the videos on the dolphin and try that because it seems like some of those same vocabulary items would work on the
Yes.
dolphin as well. So,
The fins work very, translate about the same way. Also, you're just making a banana shape instead of a round and flat disc shape. Um,
yeah,
Also, I'm suggesting to you, and I'm going to be getting one myself. I'm going to try to get a dry erase board. And what
yeah,
I
I've
want,
got one. I just need a place to hang it up.
you need even if you got to prop it up near your table, just sort of sketch out what you want to do beforehand. Just say, I want to make this basic animal, and what you have to, dot some stuff to it or whatever, so that you got some steps in mind of where you want to go. I need to
Right.
change my camera angle. Give me a second. You're sitting here talking to my hands.
I was there talking to your
There
torch.
we are.
Yeah,
Uh,
there you is.
there he is. But you just got to, um, you know, have that picture of a basic roadmap of where you want to go, so that you can accomplish the goal a little bit easier. And then if it doesn't work out that way, you can sort of scratch off that little sketch and say maybe it would work better this way, so that you've got a direction to go in. And I am definitely, there's about three things that I keep saying, hey, I'm going to come out here and do it. And by the time I get back into the house, I realize, nope, I didn't do those things. So having a list on the board of things that's got to be done,
Hey, it happens.
having a list of the things that's got to be done is going to be a big plus for me. I've got a place for the dry erase board up on the back of, well, I could put it above I have a computer monitor right about there with the live feed going into the chat room, which nobody's in there because we went live straight out of the hip without telling anybody, which is a good thing. Doesn't matter. But dry erase board, get one. It might come in handy, and again, that'll give you a place to sketch with. Uh, the main reason why I'm thinking of that, and it's in a lot of places, but the one person that comes to mind the most is Bob Harley Dog. Is He's in Porch Talk. He does a lot of tobacco rigs and stuff like that, water pipes and stuff. And his designs on, he calls them gobblers, and it's basically a pendant with nothing but teeth on it. And and I'm talking really nice looking teeth, so ugly you got to love it is basically the way I describe it to you.
Oh, okay.
But he has a sketchboard, and there's several others that I've seen in the background. But because of him is who I realize uh, the urgency of it. Now I'm going to put me. Yeah, everybody's been seeing me down in the corner. They haven't been seeing me up live on the screen. You have, but they haven't. Anyway, doesn't matter. I'm with that. I think we're going to quit for the night. And I want to
Oh,
thank
okay.
you for being there, Lauren. And I'm
And thank
sorry,
you.
Renee, that it didn't work out for you, but we can work that in like either Thursday night or Friday night. Does that sound good?
You know what? I'm game for anything.
Your game? Get out the
Yeah.
dice and try to roll and see what, don't shoot crap. So,
Try to roll a 20.
yeah, there you go. Try to roll a 20. What's that? Hexagonal type die cast die, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, with
Actually,
that,
it's called a dodecahedron.
what's that?
It's actually called a dodecahedron.
Oh, a dodecahedron. Yeah, I got you. That too.
Two tens, yes.
Yeah, one of them two
Alrighty.
things. Yes.
Yeah,
Again,
yeah.
thanks for being there. Oh, one of the things I did want to mention live and see. I have it a couple of times put up pictures from Melting Memories page to the YouTube page to show what you actually made in the class. And I never really asked permission to do that. And I'm sorry. I know that you probably didn't think anything of it and you let it was okay with you, but I want to put that up in the, for verbal contract. You don't mind if I do put those pictures up on the YouTube page to show what you've been doing, right?
No objections here at all.
Okay.
No problem.
Good. I know there wouldn't be, but I'm just making sure.
Well,
I presumed, and I
everybody wants
just
to be
went ahead
naked,
and
so
did.
might as well show it.
I presumed and just went ahead and did it without actually asking permission. But I pretty much knew it would be okay. But I'm just asked. Never mind. We went over it. It's okay. It's fine. Never mind. I'm just lingering on it for some stupid reason. Again, thanks for being there,
We're good to
guys.
go.
And
All
we'll
right.
get there from here. Have a good one.
All right. You too.
Bye for now.